I don't want it. Oh my gosh, you're kidding me! Why would orientation be locked that way? I don't want my live this way. This is stupid. I don't want my live this way. Ugh. Yeah, but I don't want my rotation this away. Hey guys, it's not letting me switch my rotation. Ugh. It's making me do a vertical video, and I don't know why. This is stupid. I hate YouTube sometimes with a passion. I'm sick of it. This is annoying. Well, guys, it looks like this is going to be a vertical live. I don't understand why YouTube is making me do it this way. I flipped it. It won't let me flip it back. I don't understand what's going on. It is no bueno. No bueno. I tried my best to do it the other way, but, and of course my tripod is set up to turn it the other way, so I'm holding it in my hand. I tell you, it's annoying. Anywho, let me go check the chat. Hello, how is everyone? Hello, hello, hello. My chat is backed up. Yeah, it looks like my chat is on a delay. Anyway, can you guys hear me? Can someone in the chat let me know if they can hear me? I mean, I have this tablet. Let me know if they can hear me. Oh yeah, the tablet seems like it's working. What is going on? Yes. Okay. Yes. 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 How have you been? Hope all is well. Yes. 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 Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna throw a little thingy in the chat, and I'm going to make myself a moderator for my other channel. All right, guys. So I apologize that this is a vertical video. This was not my intention. Every time I flip my phone the other way, it says rotation is locked. Make it make sense, because it does not. And the tripod that I currently have set up is set for the other way. And I have to get the other tripod, which is behind it with the light on it, and swap. So give me a few seconds to swap the tripod, because I'm not going to hold this phone the whole time. This makes no sense. It's just asinine. All right, hold on. I got to try and do this one-handedly. Ah. Why? I had everything ready to go, all set up for the past 45 minutes. And of course it would do this to me at the last second. I don't understand it. It's stupid. If you're asking questions, hold on, don't do that. Because I'm in the process of switching tripods. Which means I have to switch the height of the tripod and everything else. This is so stupid. Stupid technology. Hold on, sorry. I know I'm out of frame. It's okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you kidding me right now? Talk amongst yourselves. uh, all right, I might have to put you down to put this back up. I'm going to try and do it one-handed. We'll see. Nope. Gotta put you down. Okay. Alrighty. Give me a second. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, hold on. Now I gotta adjust the height of this one as well, because I had this one up high for the light. Ay! Ay, caramba. Okay. Bring this tripod over. Shorten these legs. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a lovely, or had a lovely October and a great weekend, because, you know, you deserve it and all that jazz. Because we deserve it. We do indeed. Let's see, this gets flipped. Nope, it gets flipped the other way. There we go. This way. And hopefully we are good to go now. Okay, hopefully this does it. I'm sorry for the vertical video. I really want it to be, the whole screen. But, that's just not happening because YouTube's YouTubing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's YouTubing. YouTube is YouTubing. Oh, great. There goes my light. Hold on. Let me screw the light in to the other tripod. My bad. I'm so sorry. Yes, yes, all this was done. For those of you just joining me, all this was done pre, but for some reason, YouTube is not letting me do landscape. So the tripod that I had can only do landscape. This other tripod the one that I'm switching to can do portrait and landscape. So unfortunately, I was prepared for a landscape video, and YouTube is telling me that I can't do it. Therefore, I had to just take the whole last, 6 minutes to set it up in a different orientation that I had not planned. Like, why is YouTube YouTubing? Sorry, guys. Jeez Louise. Ugh. I probably missed a whole lot of the chat here. Try and play catch up on my tablet. Someone said I can hear you. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you guys too. Hey, Miss Gwendolyn. And Miss Rebecca. Hi, Auntie Catherine. Hey, Teresa's here too. Corey's here and Walter's here. I feel like that lady from what's that show? From like the 60s. Was it the 60s? Early 70s maybe? With the mirror. And I see Tommy and Timmy and Susie. Anyway. Oh, happy birthday, Miss Sam. Woohoo! 65, 65, staying alive. And 65, living life and doing your thing. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Yeah, romper room. That's what it was. Romper room. Anywho's, I'm here. I'm excited to see you all here with me, even though I can't see you. I wish we could do like a Zoom, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Um, so I'm using my bone conducting headset that husband bought me for my microphone because at the last minute I realized I normally used to plug my mic into the phone, and since he bought me this iPhone, there's no microphone jack or headphone jack, so I'm using my bone conducting headset so you guys can hear me. I'm used to clipping my mic on and plugging into the headphone jack. So anywho. Oh, Auntie Kathy said, yeah, in the 60s and 70s called Romper Room. Yep. Magic Mirror and Romper Room. I also used to like that lady that had the lamb chop puppet. What was her name? And it came out years later that she was actually biracial. I forgot her name. She wrote it in like her book that her mom never told her that her actual real dad was black. Anyway, you are welcome for your birthday song, Miss M. It's good to see you on here. And thanks for being so diligent about commenting on all videos. I appreciate it. Anyway, this is just an update. This is just a live chat. It's not, I mean, there's no big announcement or anything like that. I just know you guys have been missing videos here on this channel. I do have a review video coming up soon on this channel for a product that whether you're in van life or a camper, or honestly even in home, because I use it here in the house too, would work for you. So that's coming this week. I got to edit that and all this jazz, but that's coming probably later on in the week. Yes, Sherry Lewis was her name. Anyway, feel free to ask questions. Don't have to be related to van life, obviously, because I'm not in a van, but I do have quite a bit of knowledge about van life. If you really have something you want to answer that you have not found yet on the channel, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to try and keep this live to an hour. I ran about 5 minutes late with the whole adjusting of this, but we'll see at the 1 hour mark of my live counter. If we have a lull in conversation, then we're going to go ahead and just shut it down. If the conversation is still flowing, I'll give you that extra 5 minutes. But anywho, so feel free to just throw whatever it is out there if you have anything to talk about. But if you haven't been aware, I have another channel. It is the Hello Crystal 01 channel, and I'm gonna type in the chat as that channel. You'll see that popping up now. It says this channel. you can definitely find me over there. I tend to post there more often just because that's my life now kind of situation. You're gonna find some adult subject matter videos over there. Hoping to bring Freaky Fridays back over there maybe after the new year. I wanted to do it at the end of the year, but I'm thinking we might just wait until the new year to do it. So probably January we'll start Freaky Fridays over there once a month. We will see because I just got capability to go live and over that channel. And I thank you guys who subscribed because I needed those 1,000 subscribers to even be able to go live. So thank you guys for going over there and subscribing. Even if you're not, totally on board with some of the subject matter on that channel, I appreciate you going over there and subscribing so I can get my 1,000 to open up the availability or enable lives over there. Um, Someone's asking, Miss Diva's asking, hey, Crystal, it's been a while. Do you miss van life? Yes. No hesitation. Yes. If I could sell everything today and go buy an RV, I would. I don't know how husband would feel about that right now, but yes, I do miss it. And there are plans, but that's future plans. And there are things right now that I got to take care of before I even start thinking about that process. And I don't even want to speak plans out loud anymore because every time I make plans, it seems like the universe conspires against me. So I don't even want to say anything out loud anymore because I've had so many disappointments with plans the last 6 months or so. So it's all good. I'm not gonna say them. Gwendolyn's excited about Freaky Fridays. That's awesome. What else? No other question. I don't think I missed another question. Um, what else is going on with me? So I'm working a part-time job with the city Parks and Rec department. So I'm back to working with children, to my chagrin. Um, but it's a before and after school program, so I'm not necessarily teaching. Someone's asking, do I miss the RV? I don't know if I necessarily say I miss um, the RV. I definitely miss Taurus more, and I don't know if that's because I did more in Taurus as far as traveling. I never really got to travel in Mona. I did get out to South Dakota and almost made it to Arizona before turning around and coming back to Virginia. So, but I feel like even though Mona was bigger, there were bigger problems. And it wasn't even about her being older. It's just with an RV, you have so many other things to consider. And unless you're gonna buy something that just is a little bit newer, maybe has a warranty on it. I feel like it wasn't just the van stuff I had to worry about. It was, because you guys know that the fresh tank in Mona was cracked, so I had to take that out. At some point I was gonna have to get another one put in. And it's not necessarily stuff that I could do myself. So it needed a new gray tank, which is why I never used the gray tank. I only used the black tank. So just things like that. I don't necessarily miss the other issues you come across with having an RV because when doing van life, everything was put in by me. I knew how I did it. I could take it out and replace it at any point in time. So I don't know if I necessarily miss and the gas, Mona. Oh my gosh, that gas definitely was a gas guzzler. And I know I'm going to get that in any kind of RV or trailer or what have you. But if I do go that route in the future, there will definitely be a much bigger plan in place as far as income goes. So I would be prepared for that. Would I get another minivan and hit the road again like I did in Not Your Mama's Van? 100% yes, I would. But I'm not the only person I have to consider at this point. I got a husband now, so it's got to be something that two people can do. So it would behoove us to get something bigger if we were to go that route, to go on the road together. Now, if I'm just taking trips by myself, then yes, personally, I would just get a minivan. It just makes more sense. It's easier to even to go locally camping in a minivan that's built out because, there are no littles here at this house. It's two grown-ups. All I need is the two front seats. I could have a permanently built camper van so I can just on a whim be like, I want to go camping this weekend and not have to pack, the tent and the tables and the blow-up mattress and the battery, um, what do you call it? It's a different version of a Go Zero, that thing, and just in case I'm going somewhere without not without electricity, and then the food and all that, and it's just I feel like it would just be easier if I wanted to even solo camp locally to just have a minivan and just be like, I'm out. I'm going camping this weekend. I'll see you when I see you, kind of thing. But yes, so there are pros and cons to both. You have to weigh based on the type of lifestyle you're going to live, based on income, based on are you one who wants to see things and see places and travel a lot, which I kind of was. I wanted to finish up the lower 48 states. So that's a lot of driving. So I'm going to want something that's a little more affordable as far as gas if it's me by myself. So anyway, Catherine says gas prices would be worse with Mona. Yeah, I mean, gas was high when I left, but it got even worse when I came back. So being on the road right now, I probably would be more stationary. Because gas is probably the biggest bill when it comes after repairs. It would be gasoline. So I probably would be more stationary, which doesn't bode well for my channel because you guys like traveling. You want to see what I see. You want to see what I'm doing. You don't want to see me in the same spot for months at a time. So, you know, it's all good. Let's see, what else? What else? What else? Have you thought about writing a book or publishing something from van life? Ooh, that's interesting. I've been asked that on multiple occasions, and I don't know like what I would say in a book. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to get thoughts narrowed down, processed. It could be that I would start with something small, like, things I would do differently. Like I would have to have maybe a series of books instead of trying to put all my stuff into one book because I feel like I wouldn't be able to coherently make a story flow from beginning to end. However, if I had topical books, like if I were to start van life today, this is what I would do and just make it almost like a let me see, a step by step or a guide or a help, a tutorial type of thing. I don't think I would necessarily know how to get a story across as far as van life goes. My story. Now, that could be something that I just haven't sat down to process completely. Um, so maybe I could with help, but then that would require me paying someone to help, like a ghostwriter, not a ghostwriter. What do you call those people? Are they called ghostwriters? Not necessarily, I don't necessarily want a ghostwriter. I want to write out all my information and give it to them and let them sort it. I don't know what that's called, but maybe. Anyway, someone to kind of co-write with me or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what they call that. Oh, someone said you like journal, make it like a journal. Oh, okay. Scoot 1 inch to my left. My left is this way, so I'm gonna scoot this way. You let me know if it's supposed to be the other way. Cheek. I'm scooting. Um, so Oh, like a journal. Okay. That might be interesting. I didn't think about it like that. That could be interesting. I didn't really diligently keep a journal the whole time, but I could definitely go back to like my videos and rewatch like some months worth of videos in the beginning and kind of surmise how I was feeling and what I was going through at the time. I could do a kind of journal and then maybe each chapter be months or something like that. Oh, I'll have to give you credit for that. Email that to me so I'll remember who to give credit for this in case it comes into fruition. But that would be pretty cool. Kind of journaling. Okay, you know what? You never know. You never know. Do you have tools for van life? Says Gerald Bell. So I have a whole video. It's funny you mentioned that. That's hilarious because I was just perusing some of my old videos today, and one of the ones I looked at was the tools. I have a 10 tools, 10 top tools or something like that for van life that like my 10 top tools. But yes, I do have all my tools still. We have a second bedroom here. We're in a townhouse. We have a second bedroom and that whole closet in the second bedroom, which is not fair to husband, is dedicated to my camping on one side. It's the double doors. It's two sets of double door closets. One whole side is all my van life stuff that I decided to keep, and then the other whole side is camping stuff. So it's definitely a lot of stuff. Like if I were to get a minivan, all I would need to do was like build the bed, maybe go to IKEA and get like some shelves or a cabinet or something or some drawers. Other than that, all the stuff, the everyday stuff, the cooking utensils, all that, I have all that stuff because it kind of translates over into camping as well. I would use the same utensils to cook. I would use the same propane stove to cook when I'm camping. You know, you're just doing it inside a tent instead of inside a van. So all that stuff translates over. So yes, I do have tools to make to answer that question. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So B Diva 101 says, I think a blog would be a good idea. You really made van life mainstream for Black women. You were the first. Aww. I really appreciate that. um, you know, I say this and I've said it before in videos, and I think I recently said it a couple days ago to Husband. When I started this, van life wasn't my goal. I was laid up with an injury from the school system where I was working with the injury that had me out for months. And when I say months, I mean I got injured like in the middle of the school year and did not go back to work. That's how long I was laid up. So I was just watching HGTV religiously. Um, Laid in bed. It's also how I ended up getting vertigo, positional vertigo, because I was laying in bed all the time. So I got positional vertigo. And I still, if I get sick or if I have too much congestion from allergies, I still get bouts of vertigo to this day. And this was back in 2014. So I was gone, laid up for months and months and months, the 2014/2015 school year. And once I exhausted all of the tiny house living videos and the living small and a big budget and all those little videos, because we had a small apartment, and I figured, well, while I'm kind of bedridden here, I can get some ideas on how to redecorate, you know, how to downsize. I've always not had a lot of stuff, and I never really wanted to have a bunch of stuff. I grew up in a home that had lots of little stuff, not dirty, not junky, but lots of little stuff. And even when I moved as a single mom with my son, I always got rid of a lot of stuff before we moved, had big yard sales to actually help pay for our U-Haul or moving expenses. And I would keep the bare minimum every time I moved. And I was chasing cheap rent, so I moved quite a bit. Um, so for me, watching all those things on how to make your small home look more homey without having a lot of stuff, minimalism videos, all that. When I exhausted all that on HGTV, I moved over to YouTube to watch stuff. And then YouTube started recommending van life to me. My head was, I'm going to save money for a tiny house. Didn't know how much a tiny house would cost me. Didn't know where I was going to put this tiny house in Northern Virginia because I clearly don't have any land. I was working check to check. I didn't know how I was going to save for it at the time. But then when the van life videos started popping up and I was getting ready to have whatever the surgery I needed to get back to work, I was like, you know, maybe I can do this in my SUV. I mean, it's a fairly good size SUV. It was a GMC Jimmy, a 2000 GMC Jimmy. I'm, you know, not huge. I was even smaller then. I've gained a little weight with pandemic and, you know, the love life and, you know, the sedimentary lifestyle and all that has put on some pounds. But I probably was about 120, 125 at that time. And I'm only 5'4", and I, you know, went out to the SUV, laid the seats down, measured it all out, and I was going to get a small storage at the time because I was still going to keep my job. And just the goal was just to do this for a few years and save money. But the more videos I started seeing of other people doing van life and not seeing anyone who looked like me, no brown or black solo women, the more I started, where are the people that look like me? So if I go out to these events, if I go to these places that these people are going to camp or van life, am I going to see anyone that looks like me? Am I going to be safe? I had those thoughts, but they were fleeting. They came and went because I'm a tourist and I'm stubborn. And once I get my mindset on something, it's going to happen. And pretty much no one can talk me out of it. So that's what I did. I said, well, you know what? I plan on only doing this locally for 2 or 3 years. And even if I do want to travel in the summers, because I was working a school job, I'm not going to be permanently out there with these people. So I should be okay. That was my thought process. Well, I'll just travel in the summers and I should be okay. And so that's what I thought I was going to do when I initially started, you know, just in my mind making plans. But after that 2 year mark and then doing the videos because I wanted other people who were like me questioning, like I was, where the black and brown people were, to have someone to see, and those that were doing it on a zero budget or shoestring budget, because everyone I saw was in Sprinters and Pro Masters, and I was like, I don't have that kind of money. I never will. I don't have credit to buy a new vehicle. I don't have, the money every month to live where I'm living and pay a car note. I have this SUV. What can be done here? So that's what I did. I said, well, I'm gonna video this one so my child will know where I am and what I'm doing and not think I'm crazy. Because if he's watching my videos, maybe other videos will pop up and he'll see other people are doing this and I'm not just a crazy woman. And then two, so other people who were looking for black and brown people, man, woman, or other, could see, oh, okay, so there are brown people out here doing this. Oh, and I don't need to have $100,000 vehicle or be a tech nomad, still making, $50 an hour while I'm in my van. So that's how this got started, really. I did not start this to make a bunch of money. It kept my gas in my vehicles and it kept some food in my belly, and that's all I could wish for at that point. So, yeah. All right, I'm going back. Whew. Eventually the Nomad. Hey, Miss Crystal, I'm on a tour boat in Florida and just saw this notification. Hope all is well. Trisha, oh, well, thank you for doing that. Enjoy your tour. That sounds fun. Miss Auntie Catherine is saying, oh, yep, I could do that. Definitely talk about those little adventures that I had while in van life. The rebar in my tire when you and Uncle Homer helped me out with that. That was hilarious. Ugh. Um, Auntie Catherine says, I look good. I look the same. No, it's definitely that over 50 pudge is happening. Look, I even have a little jiggle here. I like it when you jiggle, jiggle, when you wiggle, wiggle. It's okay. um, Shirley says, thanks for sharing from the houseboat on the lakes of the Ozarks with my husband. Oh, that sounds awesome. I actually wouldn't mind living on a houseboat, but I know nothing about boats, so that probably wouldn't be a good idea. Talking about not knowing things about RVs, I know nothing about a boat, so absolutely not. Yeah, I could definitely write about my adventures, and the not so pleasant ones, because I think a lot of people jumped into van life at the time I was getting into it, and then during the pandemic and even schooly life, not knowing that it's not going to be Instagram perfect. Most likely, it's not going to be Instagram perfect. And even those Instagram perfect accounts you're following aren't Instagram perfect. They're specifically going to places to find those treasures and to make those shots for you. Those aren't just like, oh, look what we've stumbled upon. Like, those are very strategically algorithm chasing, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want a channel like that. And I thought I could get the subscribership, the sponsorship, and the moolah by being authentic. And it seems like you just can't. um, there's always the algorithm, and the algorithm wants what the algorithm wants. And I can't be that fake. Um, I just can't. Um, it sucks big time, which is why this reset is necessary. Because if I try and do it again, there are definitely things I will change as far as um, how I want this brand to be. I still want to be my authentic self, but I want to make some money. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta figure out how that works. Um, how do you be authentically you without chasing the algorithm so heavily? Um, does that mean, the most highest watched videos are tour videos? That means I got to start chasing the van life crowd. And I'm not so much one of those people that hangs out with the crowds, but I'm going to have to start doing it if I get back on the road. I'm going to have to run out there and hang with the other van lifers and do lots of tour videos, because even on the most popular van life channel, which I'm not going to mention here, we all know it. I'm not going to say it because that doesn't help my channel. um, even that channel has to chase the tours because that's what you guys want. Chase the tours, chase the reviews. Even now, I'm getting companies hitting me up for reviews because my subscribership is still pretty, pretty good. Um, so, which is why you're gonna get a review video coming this week. But there's a couple reviews that I said no to because I was like, well, I'm not in a van anymore, and that kind of pertains to somebody who's in a van, or who's even camping quite a bit, and I'm not doing that either. So I don't want to like be responsible for reviewing this thing and then be false about the review because literally I would go out back here and pitch the tent and just make the review video. That's false. Like I don't want to do that. So I said no to a couple of things. One thing I really wanted, and they said no to me because they wanted me to be in a van or a 4x4 or some kind of, RV because that's the customer base they're chasing. So I was like, oh man. And it was a 12 volt what do you call it, air compressor, which I needed because I have a slow leak in one of my tires. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then when I told them I had a sedan, they were like, oh yeah, no. So that's fine. It is what it is. Thanks, Frank. Frank says I look younger. You look great. You look younger. Sometimes love will do that to you. um, Auntie Catherine is saying, um, oh, Miss Emma saying, I found you because there are no Asians on the road either. And I find that it's not that there aren't any, they just aren't any public figures. Because once I got out on the road, I saw black people. I did. I saw black people. Now, not a lot, but I saw some black and brown people. But not everybody wants to be a YouTuber. Not everybody wants to be a social media presence. They just want to live the van life. And that's it. And that's fine. I just know that the videos were heavily saturated with cisgendered white males. And they can't speak to me because their experience is going to be very different than my experience as a black person and then as a woman. I have two things I have to worry about for safety. And if you've been here long enough, you know I've had to experience both those things. So, um, it's you can't speak to me. You can speak to me in general terms of van life, but they couldn't speak to me as to how safe I would be out here or how safe this event would be for me as a woman or as a black woman, a black person. So I took those videos with a grain of salt, being wise enough and having lived enough life. You know what I'm saying? So I went out there and I just did the best I could with what I had. Do you ever hear from other van dwellers you used to travel with? Says Angela Glenn. Oh, on occasion. The most people I hear from are Auntie Catherine, who's in this chat, and Uncle Homer. Maggie, I hear from on occasion, and I don't hear from everybody because not every person that I've traveled with in the past is still out there. And if they are still out there, we may have split on not so great terms. And so, it is what it is. Shirley is saying true safety is important as a black woman on the road. It definitely is, and I didn't think about that because I was never a traveler before this. So I didn't think about, you know, what things could happen to you as you travel the country, especially certain states. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you have to think about this, you have to think about that. And it's one of the reasons why I never wanted something that I pulled behind. I never wanted a trailer and a truck or SUV and a trailer because, excuse me, I always wanted to be able to, no matter what was going on the outside of my vehicle, I wanted to be able to jump into that front driver's seat and pull off. If that means I had to leave something outside, it could be replaced. My life cannot be replaced. So there have been at least 3 occasions where I had enough uncertainty slash fear that I just got in the driver's seat and drove off from where I was in the middle of the night. One occasion was I didn't even know what was happening, but whether you want to call it divine intervention, God, the goddess, the universe, whoever, but I audibly heard somebody say, get up and leave. And I did. I ain't question it. I just got up and left from where I was parked. And I was at a rest stop. And so I got back on the highway. I drove down to the next, the second, not the next rest stop, but the next rest stop after that, and parked there for the rest of the night. And this was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when I did that. So, Let's see. Be careful out there, sis. It scares me to see sister out there on the roads. I'm currently not on the road, so but those that are, those solo women that are, um, I would say find your group, find your tribe. Even if you have to, as I was mentioning, that very popular van life channel that's out there. I believe they've started back doing their groups again, their traveling groups, and I believe there's an all woman one. Even if you have to join that one first, if you're first getting out there, if you're currently about to get out there, because I know a lot of people start van life in the winter because you go west where it's warmer. So if you're about to start embark on your journey, then get out there and meet up with that group. And from there, you can see who you kind of mesh with, and then maybe form a smaller group that you guys travel together. Especially if you're beginning, especially if maybe you have some anxiety or maybe you have a disability. You don't want to be by yourself. Um, you just don't. You just don't. Be very careful. America has changed. It certainly has changed. Um, hey Bruno. um, yeah, it can be very scary now. I believe there is saturated vehicle living, and I don't even want to say van life anymore because vehicle living has been saturated during and just after the pandemic. And there are a lot of people selling vans. So if you're looking, just get on your Facebook Marketplace, get on your Craigslist. So many people are selling them because they thought it was going to be this way and it wasn't. So many vans out there for sale that are already built or partially built. So many school buses, so many shuttle buses. Um, get out there if you're looking for a vehicle and you've got the money. I would say you're gonna probably need a good 7 grand, 6 to 7 grand to get you that's gonna be about the cheapest good van you're gonna find. Otherwise, you're looking at 10, 12 to 15 grand. So, what is it? Hello, Crystal. The first person I ever saw living in a van was you. 3 years later, I hang out part-time in my van, Black Pearl. Awesome. That is awesome. Miss M says, I need hearing impaired tribe, and it's not been easy finding one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if Mitch is still on the road, but I know he is hearing impaired as well. Um, so you might want to look for him and see if he's still out there, because I know he was also having that issue. But I think just finding a tribe you can be with, safety in numbers, that kind of thing. That would be helpful, just so you're not alone. Angela has another question. Do you think you and hubby will ever do van or RV life? Babe! I don't know, maybe yes. I know I didn't answer the question. I don't know, maybe yes. I don't know. I think that might be a goal, but later. What is that? Maybe later. Maybe later. Probably, I mean, I turned 51 this year. Um, did you see the question? Are you on the live? Uh, did you see the question? You saying yeah? He said yeah. So yeah. Anyway. Thank you, babe. Okay, they can hear you. All right. Shirley says more new people are in the country now. Crime is up. Oh wow. Bruno says she's married now. Where you been? I've been saving stuff. I've been sharing stuff still. Where you been? So, um, yes, yes, we are married. Not technically, not legally, not by America's laws, but we are married. um, Shantae says, "Hey Crystal, you look good. 51. Miss your vids. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name, so I'll look up Mitch. Okay." Good job. Yes. I don't remember his YouTube channel name, but I think it has Mitch in it. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Um, maybe you and Auntie Catherine can get together. You know what? Why don't you both email me? Miss M and Auntie Catherine both email me, and then I will give each other each other's emails, and then you guys can talk. Um, So there you go. It's still the Crystal at Crystal Banner, and that way you guys can swap emails through me, and then you can talk. And I would say this: Auntie Catherine and Uncle Homer was such a godsend to me out on the road to meet them. Still to this day, we still talk to each other pretty frequently. Probably at least once or twice a month. I reach out to her, or she'll reach out to me, and I feel like that's why they're Uncle Homer and Auntie Catherine, because they literally are family now. So I would not have gotten through a lot of little things without them. The company, having them for company, companionship, just all that. So definitely. Um, Walter says, get legal so you can have benefits. You can have benefits without actually having a marriage certificate. There's a such thing as lawyers and paperwork and stuff like that. So that's not necessary. Um, it is all good. A safe drive with Auntie Catherine. I'm in SoCal. Oh, okay. Somebody asked this question, which I knew would come up. No, Miss V and I are still not really in touch with each other. Um, so no, not really. We're still in a part of a group chat, but we're not like, yeah. New name of a van, not your wifey van. What? No, whatever. Cynthia says she looks very good. Life is treating her well. I'm trying. I really do want to lose about 15 pounds though, because that's about between 15 and 17 pounds is probably how much I put on since the pandemic started in 2020, and it hasn't gone down. So anyway, you know how it is when you're in love and you're eating well. That's what happened. Ah, it happens to everybody. When you that's how you can tell when the relationship is going well. Because usually if you're stressed, well, at least for me, you tend to not be eating, you don't look so good, your skin's not gonna look good, you're not gonna be sleeping, you're gonna look ragged. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Just saying. Yes, you guys email me, we'll get that together. Anywho, any other questions? We got about 15 minutes before this is going to be over. So if you have a random question, there's obviously 56 people watching. I don't know if you're just watching for me to get the credit. If so, I appreciate you. If you actually have a question or something you just want to throw out there, go for it. As I said in the beginning of this video, you can catch me on my other channel. I do videos there a little more frequently, and that's the Hello Crystal 01 channel. There are videos on there that are of an adult nature. You don't have to watch those if that's not your thing. But just know that that's more of the life I'm living now. My camping videos are there, for the camping events I've gone to, or the solo camping I've done so far since being stationary this last year and some change. And what else was I gonna say? Freaky Fridays are probably gonna start up again on that other channel beginning in January. That's the goal. The goal is January. Again, I keep saying I'm not speaking too many plans out loud because it always comes to backfire. Yes, Miss M, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you so much, Phase 11. Luckily, husband tells me often that I look good, so I appreciate that from him as he sits over there eating. Someone says, happy you're doing good. I haven't forgotten you. Thank you, Bruno. Now that you are not traveling, I guess you mean are not traveling anymore, how do you feel? It comes and flows. There's highs and lows. I miss van life desperately, but I miss the beginning of van life back when I was in Not Your Mama's Van. It seemed like it was much more simple, and I was able to travel more because it was a nice small vehicle. I got to do a little bit more in that van, and that was my beginning of the journey. I think I missed that part of it and not so much this part of it. The pushing the brand and all that stuff. I miss just hanging out with people, meeting the new people, exploring for the first time, that kind of thing. I do think that I miss community. That is the one thing I think that I don't have right now in stationary life is I have no community here where we are in Virginia Beach. Just none. You work with people, but that's really not your community. That's a separate pocket. And I'm not finding friends. You know, I'm not meshing. There's not enough people that I encounter at work that click on a level of, oh, they could be a friend outside of work. There's just coworkers. You talk to them at work. I've had two instances where I've kind of done something with someone outside of work, but it didn't really grow to anything else. So I don't know. It just feels like I'm kind of lonely right now. And that's weird to say because I have husband, but he can't be my everything, and I can't expect him to be my everything. So it's not fair to him to have to fill all those, other boxes other than romantic partner and husband and all the things that he already does. I can't then also expect him to fill this friendship, community type box as well. And so I thought if I started working out at a gym, that would help. I could, maybe find some, random other woman working out by herself, maybe strike up a conversation, blah, blah, blah. But I just don't have time right now to get to the gym. So it's like, okay, well, so I had to let the membership, I just canceled the membership that I had because I gotten one to the rec center, which was cheaper. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if I found some community here, it would make it a little bit easier. I joined a meetup group for women over 50 who do tent camping, but again, now I have no time. I haven't gone. I went to one of their events, had a blast, an absolute blast. But honestly, I just don't have the time. I just don't. Um, I miss your minivan tours and organizing minivan videos. I miss doing those. Honestly, if I can make a living helping people budget build out or no build outs, sign me up. Where do I sign? That would be ultimately what I would love to do. Budget build outs, no build outs, and um, organization of vans and RVs. I would love to do that. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Could it be you everyday brands? I don't know what you're saying. Let me go back and see if I missed something. I don't ask your question again because I don't think I understand it. Could it be you everyday brands? I'm not sure what that question is. Um, Thank you so much, CJW, for jumping on and catching the replay. All right, so we are at 47 minutes. You guys have maybe about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to. Oh, wait. So, wait. Why aren't you in your van? Okay, Pete. Bruno slash Pete. Um, dollar. Wait. Dollar quarter tree must have a sign up sheet. Wait, what? I don't know what that is. I'm definitely not in a van right now. This is an actual wall. I'm on a big round couch. Did you guys see the tour video of the house on the other channel before we moved in? And then did you see the couch video? Please go take a look at the other channel and see the couch video because this couch is humongous. And maybe I'll move all the tripods off of the ottoman that it's sitting on and show you the last couple minutes of this couch. It's like it's definitely probably the size of a king bed, maybe bigger. And it's a round couch and it's in 5 sections. So it's one, two, the ottoman, three, four. And when you put it all together, it's just a big old circle. It definitely reminds me, 70s vibe kind of thing. Big black leather couch. It's very comfy though. Um, Miss M said, I signed up for your lecture on building simply. I definitely need help. Awesome. Love it. Jill said, brands mean the products you buy. But I don't understand the question of could it be your everyday brands? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you could what be my everyday brands? I'm not sure. Um Bruno slash Pete wants to know what happened to the van. I can't go over that in the next few minutes. You're gonna have to scroll back. How many videos ago? Well, it was last year. So go to July of last year, July of 2021 at the end. After the South Dakota residency vid, it's probably a video or two after that one. You'll see what was going on at that time that made me double back and come back to Virginia. So I talk about that a little bit. I think it was a live, but it might not have been a live. It might have been a recorded video. Anywho, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. And I'm going to put the other channel in the chat. So you can see it. Most of you are over there. Like I said, we're going to start doing the Freaky Fridays again in January. And thank you for subscribing to that other channel to get me to those little over 1,000 subscribers so that we could start doing lives over there. So I'm appreciative of that. Look for Mental Health Monday, which is tomorrow, on that other channel that I just put in the chat. That's where Mental Health Mondays have moved to. If you've been looking for them monthly, that's where they are. So go on over there and catch the ones you missed this last year. Also, this week on this channel, Crystal Vanner channel, you're going to be getting a review video of a really, really, really cool blanket that is excellent for van slash RV life because it's very small, it's very lightweight, and it'll keep you toasty warm in addition to your sleeping bag or another blanket or something like that. It's very, very nice. That was one of the products that I got to review recently. Okay, not. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, Miss Emmy sent the email. Awesome. So, I am in Virginia Beach, not West Virginia. Big difference. But yes, thank you so much for your well wishes. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my diehard fans hanging in there again while I do a whole nother. This is my third time being stationary in the 6 years since I started, almost 7 years of starting van life in 2015. This is the third time going stationary. The first time was in 2019 for a little while. Then during the pandemic, I was stationary. And then last year went stationary again. So yes, I appreciate my diehards for sticking in there, for chatting on the comments of the videos that do pop up here and there. And I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you so much. Oh, Gerald, you finally get the question. When I say brands, I mean stuff you eat. Okay. What brands of stuff do I eat? That's a video for another day, but I do have some cooking videos on this channel, and I think I have 2 videos on the other channel. So as far as brands I eat, I pretty much go by what's on sale. I don't really buy like a bunch of name brands. So I've never been a label chaser when it comes to clothes, shoes, none of that. I'm a thrift shopper, a budget store shopper. I don't do label chasing, so I don't necessarily eat the high-end name brand stuff. I'm not even eating a lot of fresh vegetables right now because they're so expensive. So we pretty much got frozen vegetables. But I haven't even been doing my smoothies like I used to. And I've got that nice big, if you saw the video on the other channel about my 10 things I would give 10, oh, that was this channel, 10 things that I would give 10 to. I put my blend jet up there and I love it, but I haven't even been doing it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because I need to close this out. I appreciate you guys so much, more than you know. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Thank you for watching the replay from start to finish. Thank you for watching those videos, those little teeny commercial videos in there, those ads. I appreciate you watching them, or at least some of them. This video is monetized. This channel is monetized, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for other stuff coming in the near future. Love you so much. Bye.